Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope everyone is doing well. I want to say welcome to all my new subscribers and to all my new members. If you don't already, go to my community section on my YouTube channel. That's where I put all my updates and for the members, links for the lives and the videos and for all of the subscribers. That's where I announce, before I go live, I put that there. So please, go there and check that out. Um, Today, we're going to get right to it. I'm going to look at the final days of 45. We are quickly approaching the end of his presidency. So I thought I would do a tarot reading on what that looks like. And I'm also going to use the Angel Tarot and take a look at the rest of this month for the US. Taking a look, seeing what we need to know, what is coming up for us. And I just want to give you a quick update for those of you that have donated for my local veterans home. I have made a ton of purchases. Thank you so much. You have donated $240. And when I contacted the veterans home, they said no to tablets right now. I do think that they are struggling. They did have one of their residents pass away from the virus, and one is in the hospital. And I think they don't want to take on a new project because I found out they have no technology there whatsoever. So this would be like a brand new program. So I asked them, what do you need for Christmas? And you will see in my next video, I took pictures of everything. My living room is filling up. I bought each one of the veterans a present with something that they needed. And I also bought, they wanted handheld radios for them. And so I bought rechargeable batteries, and the radios themselves can be plugged in also. And I got them earbuds so they can listen to them. So after the pandemic is over, I'm going to go back and address with them if we could maybe set up a technology program. I did that in a nursing home, and it was very successful. So thank you all. And my next video, I'll have all the pictures, and I can't wait. I'm going to feel like I'm like Mrs. Claus going there. So I'm so excited. All right, the final days of 45. Here we go. All right, so Spirit, what is it that we need to know? What do we need to know? You know what I'm hearing? It's not going to be as bumpy as was anticipated. It will be a bit smoother than we had thought. And my guide's saying, and he's been saying this, 45 is going to leave, not just willingly, but before the inauguration day. I don't see him. I've tried, as most of you know, I meditate every day. I wake up at 4 a.m. I get myself out on the astral plane. And I do like looking at different timelines and exploring different things. And, no matter what I look at with him, I just can't get him anywhere near the White House on January 20th. So I do believe he is going to leave before then. And I'm going to do another video where I take a look at Melania. You may have already heard that she did not spend Thanksgiving with 45. And I think we're starting to see the beginning of the break there. If you remember, I did predict her actually leaving the country with her son. So I'll do another video on that. My next video, I'm also going to cover Ivanka and Jared, because as you probably know, 45 wants to start pardoning his children. And so that means that something's coming. He's well aware that something's coming. Once again, that supports the idea that I've said that he is not in denial. He's not delusional. A little desperate because we know that, there's all these lawsuits coming, but he's well aware of what's going to happen. Okay. So one more shuffle. I had a card jump out. Okay. King of Wands. I'm going to set that aside for a minute. Okay, here we go. First card. Here he is. Comes up again. How many times does this card come up? Juggling money overseas. Because literally, look at this card. Take the literal meaning. Juggling money overseas. And so it came up last time too, when I did that live, and I was, looking at Iran actually. And I just kept getting pentacles, 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 like money, money, money. Okay, so 45's obstacle in his last days. This is the card of a turning point in one's life where they come into their karmic destiny or fate. And so that's his obstacle, is coming into his karmic destiny and fate. I think that's pretty telling, isn't it? His conscious thoughts, the high priestess. The high priestess is the keeper of hidden wisdom and secrets, sacred knowledge, things that are very much behind the scenes, things that the general public wouldn't know. So there are things, I think this is just confirmation, there are things that 45 knows that he is not divulging to the rest of us. Subconscious mind, almost like his thoughts are racing. This is really the only card that strictly denotes speed. So kind of like his mind is racing. And also too, I do have a new microphone, so hopefully the audio sounds better. In the past, Ace of Pentacles, he made some sort of financial deal. This is about, aces are about new beginnings, pentacles are about money. So he had some sort of financial dealings in the past that's going to affect the last days of his presidency. Initially, because I'm doing the Celtic cross, so this would be the short-term outcome. So this would be the days closest to now. Behind the scenes, lots of bickering, arguing. Now, if you notice, they're not actually touching each other with these wands. So it's not a physical battle. This is all verbal. And I have gone into the energy of the White House several times now since well, I won't say that the E word, since November 3rd, because then I get censored. Um, and it just seems hectic, chaotic, a bit negative. I don't think most of us would want to be there right now. The way 45 sees himself, he actually, now you don't have to agree with us, but this is just how he sees himself, as someone who is steady, reliable, can make money, can just kind of keep plowing forward. Out of all the nights, this is one of the slower ones, but he is sort of steadfast. And so he is actually seeing himself as having those qualities. The way others see 45 in these final days, they see him as having to make decisions, but not liking any of the options. So if you look, he doesn't want this cup, doesn't want this cup, doesn't want this one. One comes out of the sky, still doesn't want it. His hopes and fears is losing all his money, being destitute. This is the card of losing your job, your home, everything, even your health. And we've talked about his health in the past. His outcome, so this would be his last day, towards his last day, the card of anxiety, worry, and fear, having sleepless nights. There really isn't a positive to this card, other than, I guess, when things are low, they can only get better, right? So the card that jumped out is the King of Wands. And I'm going to say that that is just representing 45, because the King of Wands is, to me, the ultimate entrepreneur, right? He has that fire, that passion, and that enthusiasm to run a business. And that is what 45 is known for, correct? So I think it just jumped out from Spirit as validation that that's who we're reading on. So let's take a look at what we need to know in December. Now, I always get asked, what decks do I use? So the last one that I used is the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And this one is the Angel Tarot by Jane Wallace. So what do we need to know? Let me make sure I have these going the right way. What do we need to know for the rest of this month, Spirit? What do we need to know here in the US for the rest of this month? We're going to be going within, is what I'm hearing. We're going to be going within. So I really do feel like the pandemic, the numbers are going to spike because, people did travel on Thanksgiving. And so we're going to see quite a spike. And Christmas is going to feel very different this year. We're going to have to stay home Okay. These cards are bigger than regular tarot cards. Okay, so Queen of Swords. And this deck, she stands for independence. I think as Americans, we do consider ourselves to be rather independent, don't we? And with the traditional tarot, the Queen of Swords is someone who is very intelligent and analytical. And so I think for us, we have to balance our wanting of independence with the actual data that we have in front of us with the virus. That, we have to do what's best for all of the country, right? For the whole of the country, not just what we want to do. Interesting. This card isn't much different. The Angel of Reflection, which is the Hermit card. So interesting. So I'm getting, yes, we're going to be going within. The Hermit is the ultimate person at going within. He is very much isolated, right? He's a hermit. So I think this is speaking directly to the issues that we are having with the pandemic. We're going to be going within. We're going to be like the Hermit. And the thing is, you can seize this time to be reflective and introspective, to deepen your spiritual practices, and to find that just, you know, inner sense of peace that I think we all need right now. Seven of Swords. In this deck, it means theft. I think it's speaking to the fact for Christmas, we are not going to be able to gather. We're going to feel like there's a loss, sort of like we're being robbed of something, because it's not going to be like it was every other year, correct? And I was just reflecting on the fact that at this time last year is when we were just starting to hear about all of this. We were starting to hear those, whispers coming from China that they had something going on. And, it's really crazy how we've come so far. Justice. And this one is the Angel of Integrity. And so, I do think that we will finish off this month. If you look, she does have the scales here. So talking about balance, having to create more balance within the country, but also creating that balance in ourselves, which is where the Hermit comes in. And also acting with integrity, acting with everybody's best interest in mind. And, taking that higher road, even though, none of us want to do that at this moment. We want to be with loved ones. We want everything to go back to normal, but we're not there yet, are we? So, all right, everyone. It was a pleasure reading for you again. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Bye, everybody.